Alright guys, welcome back to another episode Up and Running. Thanks for watching. Alright, so on this week's episode, we're going to do a little maintenance on the Super Bee and who knows what else. Thanks for watching. Alright, so something we're going to do this week is going to be a little bit different. I had shot some video a while back and then decided not to use it, and what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and use it now. There's some good information in it, and I'd hate to just not get it out there, so I decided to go ahead and use it. Now, part of the reason I decided not to use it is that there's a couple places where the sound isn't the best, but I think the information is so good that I'm gonna put it up anyway so you guys can watch it. So I hope you enjoy it. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do today is put a different fuel filter on this car, and you can see it right down there. So it's not like super bad, but it's 10 years old, so I'm going to go ahead and put a new one on and get that taken care of. I just don't want any issues, so let's get a new one put on. Alright, I'm going to sneak down in here and pull the clamps off. It's really hard to see. Alright, let's go up. Having trouble getting that one clamp from the top, so I'm going to try from the bottom. Oh my gosh, this is just in a bad spot. I just can't reach it from anywhere. Let me go up just a little bit yet. I'm going to get rained on here just a second. There we go. Whew. I'll let that drip a minute. Alright, I think all the gas dripped out, most of it. I'm going to try to pull the filter out now. Oh, more gas. Whew. It's just in an awkward spot where you just can't reach it. There we go. Got it. Looks like it's time. I mean, there's a fair amount in there. The filter's discolored, but I just don't want to leave it too long and have it start leaking. All right, I got a new filter. See if I can show you where it goes. It goes like right up in there. So I'm going to stick that back in there and get it put in. That's it. All right, so that should be done. We'll obviously just have to check it for leaks, but it's done. You can see it right up in there. All right, so this is a 7/8. All right, as long as we're under here, we're going to take a little scan underneath the Super Bee so I can show you how solid this car is underneath. I don't think I've ever filmed anything under here, but I mean, all these frame rails are in excellent condition. These are the floors under the driver's seat. Going back toward the passenger seat. Here's the rear frame rails. Back up into the floor here. Up into the wheel well. Let's go under here. There's the back side of the rear quarters. Up into the floor here. Let's go to the other side. The tank's been replaced. Into the floors here. Then this is the passenger side floors. So you can see this is a pretty solid car. Almost done draining. Kind of just double checking for like any problems, any drips or anything like that as well. I know this car is not super tight as far as drips. You know, like if you look up there, there's a little drip there. But it doesn't, you know, dump fluid out. You don't lose, you know, tons of fluid or anything like that throughout the year. So it's pretty good that way. All right, let's put the drain plug back in. It's down to just a tiny drip, so should be good enough. Trying to do this backwards so you guys can see. All right. And give it a little shot of brake clean. Clean it up. All right. I'm going to shoot a little grease in it now. This filter is always fun to get off. Not to mention the oil runs all over the cross member and all kinds of fun stuff like that. Because it doesn't fit through here. So you got to go back up through there with it, past the lower radiator hose, and it's always a bit of a challenge. And you always end up spilling some. So here we go. I always got to remember too exactly how it goes. Oh yeah, it comes up through here. There we go. Just like that. I gotta clean the schmutz off of it. There we go. All right, I put the drain plug in. Take that cap off. Now we'll put 5 quarts of fresh oil in it. I'll wipe off the funnel. I sprayed a little brake clean through it to make sure that there was nothing bad left in there. So let's put the funnel in. All right, we're going to put a little Castrol GTX in it. This funnel's a hair on the small side. It's not flowing through it super fast. I can hear the oil in the drain pan. I keep thinking it's running on the floor, but I know I put the drain plug in and I know I put the oil filter on, so it's just going into the pan. All right, get the cap put back on. Double check the coolant real quick. We're good there. All right, now we'll start her up and see what happens. Hopefully nothing flies out. All right, check underneath. Make sure nothing real bad is happening. All right, don't see anything there. Oh, we're pissing gas out like it was free. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to have to do something about that. Trying to figure out how to make it so you can see it down there. You can see it. So that's not good. All right, so the rubber hose that goes down behind here is cracked. So I'm going to take this steel line off, and I should be able to work that hose out to get that off without causing any problems. So I am going to take the battery off, the positive on the battery, because I don't want any sparks if I accidentally touch the back of the alternator. So got to do this safe. Okay, so I wanted to show you, this is the that piece of fuel line off, and if you look right in there, I'm going to try to zoom in on this a little bit. Yeah, there we go. You can see that fuel line is cracked right there. There it goes. So that's why I needed to get in there. And of course the clamp was facing right at the back of the alternator. So that was why I ended up pulling this piece of fuel line out. So I've got to replace this piece of fuel line, and then we should be in good shape. All right, so got it all put back in there now, new filter. We're going to see if it leaks now. Hopefully not. That would stink if it did. So, all right, well, let's give it a try. All right, let's fire this thing up, and oh, I got to put the battery on. Almost forgot to do that. The most awesome part is I get to reset the clock too. All right, let's fire it up. All right, it's not just absolutely pouring out anywhere now, so that's good. I'm going to put it up and double check that up in the air, but it's not in the way of anything, so that's good. So I think we got it. All right, we'll pop the air cleaner back on here, and then we should be good. That took a couple minutes longer than I thought of by like 2 hours. But I'm glad we ended up doing it because we'd ended up with a problem down the road, and I don't need fuel spilling out on a hot engine. That's bad. So I'm just going to take one last little peek at stuff here and wiggle stuff, look around, see if I see anything. But I think we're in good shape here. So I'll check the oil when I get home after it's sat. I put the 5 quarts in that it says, and it's always right on the money there, so I'm not that worried about that. So anyway, looks like we got it done. Okay, just had to adjust one wire there. I didn't like the location of it, and I guess we're good. So that should do it. All right, guys, so I can't stress enough how important it is to really take a good look at your car every once in a while. If that gas hose would have ruptured, that would have sprayed hot gas or gas onto a hot engine, and you could have potentially had a fire. So, definitely get your cars, crawl underneath them, take a look at them, see what's going on with them, take a look at stuff. This was just basically a scheduled fuel filter change, and I noticed those lines were bad, so I replaced both of those right away. Hopefully we prevented something bad from happening. So, always be sure to take a look at your cars really well. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for another episode Up and Running. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to come back next time.